Hello everyone, my name is Nessa and welcome to my channel. This is the first video I'm going to be posting. This is just a little rearranging my binders with me. I thought you might want to look through my binders that I have so you can see who I'm collecting right now and get an idea, and just kind of welcome you to my channel. I'm going to be talking intermittently throughout this, kind of playing through what I'm doing in my binders and also talking about myself so that you can get to know me a little bit better. So as you can see from that first little flip through, I do collect Monsta X as well as Wonho as a solo artist, as well as ATs. For ATs, I was originally going to collect Hongjoong and Seonghwa, but I think I'm just going to collect Hongjoong now, and I've been debating whether or not I want to collect Wooyoung as well. For Monsta X, I do collect OT7 from Follow era and then forward, and then from the eras before Follow, I collect just Hyungwon because he is my bias. Right now I'm pulling out all my photo cards that I have to add to the binder, and I'm going to be setting up the sections a little bit better to fit my needs. I kind of want to do it by era, so Follow together, Fatal Love together, Fantasia together, etc. And yeah, so that's kind of how I'm setting that up right now. Just to give you a little bit of background for me, I am 24 years old and I've been in the K-pop community for about 2 years now. Monsta X was the group that got me into K-pop, and they are my alt group, which is why I collect OT7. Follow was the first era I was around fully for, and they are definitely a group that keeps me in K-pop. I love those boys so much. So right now I'm working on what is going to be the first section of my binder, and it's going to be the Fatal Love section. I do kind of play around with this in the future. It doesn't necessarily stay the way that it is by the end of this video, but this was just kind of a rough layout for me to start with. So you'll kind of see me playing around. With the 6 group feature, I tend to do 2 per row, and I kind of alternate the rows as you'll see as I go forward here. So as you can see here, I'm actually double-siding these 9 pocket pages. I don't do it in this video, but at a later date I actually did end up going in and not only rearranging the layout, but I also decided not to double side these pages, especially with those message cards. They just get kind of thick and bulky, and I don't really like the look of it. And I do like seeing the backs of the cards too, so I did end up redoing this, and then everything just ends up being single-sided. At this point, I was just trying to organize my photo cards a little bit by versions so that it would be easier to put them away. I did have everyone for both the bookmarks, the lenticulars, and the message cards. And then those first cards that you saw that were the front side of the message card page, they were actually the K-Town For You pre-order benefits, and I did order enough albums to get all of those. So what you're kind of seeing me do here is marking on a post-it note what member and what version and sticking it on a clear sleeve. These are the ones that I'm missing, so I'm still going to put them in the 9 pocket pages as placeholders for when I either trade or get those cards that I am missing. I'll use this part of the video to tell you a little bit more about myself since it's a bit long with me just kind of organizing things. So like I said earlier, I am 24 years old and I did go to college. I graduated about a year ago now. I have my bachelor's degree in sociology as well as psychology, and I did minor in philosophy as well. Right now I work as a caseworker for the county I live in, and I work with adults with severe mental illness. We try to help them connect to the resources in the community that they need and to live as independently as they can while maintaining their mental health stability. It is a very fulfilling job, but it is also very challenging, especially right now with COVID and us not being able to see people face to face. It definitely makes the job a lot harder, but it makes the wins much more fulfilling and satisfying. I apologize in advance. I did kind of cut this recording short because when I was recording I thought it was getting a bit repetitive and it was going to make the video long. So I do apologize in advance for the kind of abruptness of the ending. So here's the final flip through. Like I said, I did end up going back in and redoing some things. I don't know if you can tell, but the page that had the lenticulars on it, I had ordered Amazon Basics 9 pockets and they were just so slippery. Everything was slipping out of them. I did end up ordering more of the Ultra Pro 9 pockets from Amazon and ended up replacing that one and sending the Amazon Basics ones back. So if you're looking at the Amazon Basic 9 pocket, I would not recommend them. Your cards are literally just going to fly out. I'm not a huge fan of how I have the bookmarks in my thing right now, but I'll fix that at a later date. And then that was the only section I ended up setting up in this video. I just kind of left it broken up by member again. Originally, when I started collecting Monsta X, I just kept all of my pools and I just put them in by member in age order. So that's kind of how my old setup was with the bigger things. But like I said, at a later date, I did end up actually going through and setting things up for Follow, Fantasia, and All About Love era. And then I did pull out all the member cards from eras that I don't collect and only kept the Young Won ones since he's the only one I'm collecting pre-Follow era. So back in this section, I do have a lot of unit cards and then some freebies that I've received over the times. And then we kind of get into Wonho's solo section. I don't really have a rhyme or reason to this setup. I will probably go back and do a more thorough setup at a later date again. For him, I just kind of pulled him out and kept him separate from Love Synonym onwards. And then I am including him in the Follow era in my binder. So now we are moving on to Blackpink. They are the only girl group that I collect right now. I was going through my albums and just pulling out all the inclusions. I'm setting up the binder with everything that I have currently. I did go back and kind of refine it at a later date. I do only collect Lisa and Rose from the album forward. I might try to go back and collect Lisa for previous albums, but it's just not a priority of mine right now. I'm content just collecting them from the album forward at this point in time. So I'm not sure if you noticed from earlier, but I am putting Blackpink into the album that I used to have all of my old photo cards in. I did get two new albums, or new binders, sorry, for when I was reorganizing, but I didn't get one for my girl group. I'm not in love with the binder that I have these guys in, but I think it'll do for now since I do only collect one girl group. If I end up collecting another one in the future, or if my Blackpink collection gets to be so large, I will definitely get a different binder for them, but for now they'll stay in this sparkly cheetah print one. So when I got to this portion of the binder, I was really indecisive about what I was doing. Originally, I thought I was going to keep at least one Jennie and Jisoo photo card and at least one of their postcards as well. When I did go back and redo the binder, I decided not to do that. I did end up keeping my two Jisoo purple photo cards because I just think they're so cute and I had the set. But I did decide to pull all of my Jennie ones, and they are up on my Instagram for trade or sale. And then I did also decide to only collect Lisa and Rose's postcards as well. So I did end up taking out the Jennie and Jisoo one, and they are now up on my Instagram for trade and sale as well. I was able to trade for my missing Lisa photo cards, but I am still missing one of Lisa's postcards and two of Rose's postcards. So if you have the two that I'm missing, please feel free to hit me up and see if we can trade, or I'll buy them from you. So here's the last little flip through of the Blackpink section, and then this is also the last clip of the video. So I just want to take this time to say thank you for sticking around and for joining me on this video. If you want to see more, I highly encourage you to subscribe and become part of this community. And also check out my Instagram. It'll be linked in the bio. I hope to see you guys next time. Annyeong!